So several people have asked me that have come over here, how do you make a spear, kind of like a stick that's really sharpened. So yeah, a lot of people have asked me that and how do I do it. First you need the basics. You're gonna need a loppers or an axe or something, but that takes forever. And you're gonna need like a kitchen knife or a pocket knife, it doesn't matter. But it really works with these like ribbed knives. That's really what you need. You gotta find a tree, obviously. So you gotta find a fairly small one. So I'm gonna like kind of say the different types of wood and what they're ideal for. Well, first you got magnolia trees. They got these little leaves that look exactly like that. And if you cut these down, people tend to get kind of mad, but they're really easy to work with and they get kind of hard when they dry, which is good. And then you got the stuff like this. This isn't a very good example because it's like all bent and stuff, but this is hard to cut, but people don't get pissed off when you cut it down. And once you shape it out and it dries, it's extremely hard. But for this example, I'm probably going to look for a magnolia tree, mostly because it will, we can speed up the process of what would normally take forever. Okay, so first thing you got to do is you got to look for a tree that's the right width, that you want, and that if it has curves and stuff, you got to make sure they fit your hand just fine. But a lot of times I just want a straight stick, so yeah. Alright, so first thing you want to do when you find that lucky tree is you gotta sort of feel it out to make sure that it's got the right sort of angle you want for it. This tree's it's facing downward a bit, and I thought, though it's facing at an angle, I thought it was a very good one. And when you see certain stuff on it that makes it less smooth, you usually don't want it, like knots in the wood, because if there's knots in the wood, and I'll excuse this knot, and I'll probably cut it up to this point. Usually when there's knots in the wood, it means, depending on where it is, I don't know the exact way of doing this, to be perfectly honest, but usually when there's knots in the wood, it means it'll break a lot easier. Though people think knots are all strong and stuff in the wood, they're not. They will break if you have them inside the wood. So this is pretty straightforward. If you don't know how to cut this, then I feel sorry for you. Then you got to decide the length specifications. Always cut the tree at the longest length that you would possibly want, realistically. So if I cut it like realistically up here at the length that I want, and I want to make it shorter, I can. I can't make it longer once it's already cut, obviously. And yeah, so this is a reasonable length right here. I think I like this length. I might make it a tiny bit shorter, and I can because I decided to make it long in the first place. Had I made it shorter than that and had been disappointed, then we would have had a problem. So yeah, now I got a nice length stick. So a lot of people actually would be satisfied with this. This is pretty cool, But a lot of people like me who know how to fix this stuff up and make it a lot better, even from magnolia trees, would don't ask. Anyways, a lot of people would, like me, know how to make it up better. So I'm gonna teach y'all how to whittle it off. Alright, so this right here is what we just cut down. The first thing you need to do is just go towards the center of it and slide it down like that. That's all you need to do. You'll notice there's a clean cut mark right there, and you just got to keep doing that. It's pretty obvious. And Takes a little while. So the final phases begin to get made about the end of the thing. It starts to get a little sharp, and a few more cuts makes it really kind of sharp. And it starts to occur to you that the point is complete. Then you gotta shave it off a little bit and just generally clean it up, and then you got your stick basically. And there you go, you got a nice hiking stick with a point on it that can also be used as a spear or whatever to defend yourself from animals. And I didn't really shave off as much as I should. There's still some spots on it, but this lasts a long time. I'd say the final phase though, today obviously won't really work, but final phase is what you gotta do is you gotta leave it out in the sun. So just put it in your yard, like right in the middle of, oopsie. As you can see, it's pretty dang sharp as it just stuck into the ground like that. And speaking of which, when you walk with it, you should always put the flat part to the ground as to not wear out this, obviously. It stays pretty sharp, especially after you leave it in the sun. So you just leave it in the sun, and then that's all you gotta do.